So yes, so I'm really pretty much here to talk about karma. What karma and dharma means to me. Right now, I know my life. I exist. I'm experiencing dharma. But back then, back in the day, I used to experience a lot of karma. Well, come to find out that after I reach a certain state of inner clarity, knowing that we're all safe and that we're all protected and guided if we allow the universe to just move us into the right place by using our intuition. This is what I've realized at the end of the day. So with karma, when I say about karma, I say karma is not real because karma is when we don't understand who we are, when we're not in tune with who we are, our true selves. So we make choices that are against ourselves because we think about it. We think. So thinking is not really awareness. The brain, the mind, we can think all day. But what I did was I did a lot of healing work and I stepped in. And at the end of the day, I used the chakra system and I got into auras. I did meditations. But for me, I think it's the chakra system that got to me the most. And that it's pretty much just a diagram of all the pain and suffering and insecurities and stuff like that. And when I got into it, I was like, wow. So if I heal this chakra, example, then that means I'll be able to express myself. I'll be able to just be the best in my art. Um, like say, if I like to draw, I'll just be more excited about drawing and keep going at it because that's all creativity when it comes to third chakra. It's self-expressive. So anyway, long story short about this karma thing is that I wasn't aware of who I was back then. I was just on autopilot. I was just thinking. I was ignoring my feelings. And for some reason, society taught us to um, ignore our feelings. So when we ignore our feelings, when we ignore our feelings, then we go against our natural self because feeling is the highest and strongest sense. You're never wrong by what you feel, but you can be wrong a lot what you think. Now, thinking is good for logic. You got to solve some problems. But sometimes you got to use intuition. Just feel out. Just feel. Even if it sounds insane compared to society's logic or somebody else's point of view, if you go with your intuition, it may even seem insane, but you just have to really just follow it. And when you start doing that, when I started doing that, it became easier, and it's like life just became like it's handed to me. Like I'm like I don't got to struggle for nothing. I know I am everything that all that is. It's nothing separate from me. So then those kind of thinking brought me abundance. So I was like, well, there's no karma. Nothing's destructive happening in my life. There's changes that are here just to give me more good stuff, like more exciting stuff, more good things, more positivity, more love, more abundance. It just everything's just more and more and more. I'm like, but I'm not even wanting anything. So I come to find out that the reason why I was experiencing a lot of heartache and pain is because of bad decisions, because I was holding on to past pains. And with the chakra system, the first chakra is root chakra. It's about insecurities. The second one is about guilt. You know how guilt affects our actions and how we think and our thoughts. Shame was the next one, and then we have the heart chakra, which is blocked by grief, and then we have the third eye that's blocked by illusions. I forgot the throat chakra is blocked by lies. So I'm like, well, I used the chart to kind of like just clean out my system, and I went into my past. Everything was just my past, because how our parents raised us and the amount of love they gave us is going to affect how we grow and how we mature. If we don't have right parenting, then we're going to have to figure things on our own, and we make a lot of wrong choices. But if we have parents that actually took time to care for us and teach us well and be aware of everything, what I mean shameful, then we would grow better. So the chakra system allowed me to I had to discipline myself. I had to stop from the bottom and say, okay, insecurities, what am I insecure of? Okay, let me just force myself to just kind of like get out of the insecurity. Next, and I worked there for a while, that was just the root chakra. And then the sacral chakra was next. I'm just giving an example. The next one was guilt. And I had to think about all these things I've done in my life that I forgot about. We don't forget about these things. They attack us in the subconscious mind. So the guilt, the shame, the regrets, remorse, those things are still there. It's just in the background. But if we're not looking inwards for awareness, then of course we're going to think from a place of grief. We're going to think from a place of regret. We're going to think from a place of shame. But we don't see it. We think we're just acting out in a conscious mind. But if we get into the dark and start thinking within about our past lives and pains, then as we start to reconcile with ourselves, because all at the end of the day, I feel like I was just angry at myself. I was disappointed in myself. I didn't like myself. I didn't love who I was. At the end of the day, if I had to be honest with myself as a person, and I said, well, then, golly, I must just like who I am, just accept who I am, because all I am, who I am. So the positive, negative that I am, it's just me. So if anybody on this planet, I don't give a darn. I don't give a Moses from the sky. I don't give a president. If anybody got anything to say about me, I don't bother me anymore. I'm like, well, I can only find me because I find myself. Everyone else is just trying to find themselves, not knowing themselves. But that's what it feels like. That society's out there. We don't really know who we are. We're just following orders, and we're just because we're not really satisfied with ourselves. we attack others. We try to compare ourselves with others. It's subconscious. We don't know we're doing it. We're still looking at what people got. And not me, but I'm those who used to look at what people got and what. That's like third dimension. Like we always focus on what's out there. But when you get to the heart, you start focusing on what's inside. And then we get to the third eye, you get to see all the garbage. I mean, that's my process. You can see all the garbage that we didn't deal with. That's causing me bad choices. So I kept having karma. I kept having my relationships broke up 1,000 times because let's say I was verbally abusive, but I wasn't aware of it because I was just robotic. I was just thinking. Then when I became working on becoming self-aware, I was like, oh wow, I got to stop being now. If someone says you're something, I might be that. The ego got to always say, no, I'm perfect. The image we create, who we want people to think that we are, because we create some image because we want to feel comfortable or safe, or we want people to like us or love us. All that crap. I mean, I'm not saying it's crap. That's part of the human process because I have that too. I'm just aware of it. So with karma, it comes with the ego, and people say, what is the ego? Well, for me, the ego would be who I think I'm supposed to be based on what I've learned thus far from everything outside of me, not inside. So if I say, forget what my parents say, forget what the TV says, forget what the news says, forget what this says, forget what just let everything go like nothing exists and just be myself and just go into that darkness and say, well, who am I? And I start going within my childhood and say, well, I remember this person. I remember this child I used to play in the crickets and was just innocent as hell. I didn't care about nothing. I didn't worry about nobody. I was just peaceful. So I said, well, I need to find that part of myself. And we're all going through that. That's part of being human. So I'm like, I don't care. So I'm like, now I got to the point where I'm like, now that I've gone through all my different pains and griefs, I started seeing how everything I was angry about, that I was disappointed in, who hurt me, was affecting my thoughts now. Well, in the present moment, and I kept experiencing karma. So my relationship ended because I kept being verbally abusive. And I said, well, I decided to look within. And I was like, oh man, I am verbally abusive. That was the first step. I had to get my solar plexus, understanding why I didn't like myself. Then I said, well, then why am I that? Then I go to the crown chakra, which is about knowing everything. So when I got into the crown chakra, I was like, well, I know why I talk to my wife like that. Why I defend myself verbally abusive, because my mom didn't let me talk. So I was like, okay. So I started saying, well, every issue and anger that I have is blocking spirit or God from expressing all through me, because I'm not even me. I'm not even real. All is just expressing all through all people and all things. But we have blockers thinking that we're just this person in his brain, in his hands. But if we go beyond that, we go, well, I have a personality, but what's behind that? Where am I thinking from? And I started realizing that I was thinking from guilt, shame, regrets, this, which is fine. That's part of humans. But I have to really go deep within to escape hell and suffering. Like, I suffer no more. Like, when I see people suffering, I go, oh my God, if I can just tell them it's just that, it's so simple. But in their mind, they think it's real. Their reality thinks something is going on, somebody attacking them, or somebody's after them, but it's really all along just their thoughts of themselves. And I go, well, I think lovely of myself. I think I'm a beautiful person. I think I'm cool. I prove myself. I say I'm honest, I'm innocent, I'm beautiful, I'm kind, and I try to walk it. That's the problem. We can talk conscious. We'll break this down, this and that. Oh, this is that. Black people. That don't matter. But when you take the information, the spiritual information, that's what I did. And everything you learn from, I don't care if it's a book, a holy book, Quran. If you take that and actually live it, then there's a difference. Because we can talk and break things down all day, but if you live it, it's a whole other story. I said, well, if you live those words, even a few of those words that you read in the scriptures every day in prayer, because I don't even do that stuff anymore. I just follow my truth. Then you should experience bliss. You shouldn't have no problems. I mean, we have obstacles, and then we have our guides, and we have our spirit and intuition just to say, hey, don't do that. That might sound crazy, just do this. But it's not logical to the world. My parents would say this, my brother, my cousin. How would I look? But that's normal because that's the third dimension. Like, we get stuck in being human. But when we go past it, we go, well, there's something divine working here that I ain't controlling none of this shit. At the end of the day, I don't know anything. I only know what I know. And I trust that universe, the Most High, all is just already got everything set for me, and I just relax and let it go. If I need to do something, I hear it do something. If I don't, I relax. I don't care what nobody say. I just be me and just listen. I just, like right now, I'm listening to Raise Your Vibration, Cleanse Your Home, just chilling here, just chilling, just not doing anything, and I don't care. And I'm just excited. I don't know what to do. I'm like, man, what the hell? Why am I so serious? Like, I have to cheer people up now. I'm like, man, life is nothing. I mean, it's serious to them, but I try to explain to them, like, the karma, like, it's just the things we hold on to that's valuable. That's not really fair. Like, just because I was abused and I'm mad at the person, whoever that is, why should I let that affect my thoughts? And I started thinking like that. Who's the authority of my life? Is it the pain, the suffering from my parents, or whoever? And most of it is parental issues. I realized that. So I had to reconcile with my parents. I said, man, I gotta prove that I'm my own person and still respect his parents. They're not above me anymore. I'm my own person. I'm 18. I can do what I want. I can say what I want, but with respect. Because I don't have any anger, because I understand they're just who they are. And I chose those parents. So I can't be mad at them, because before I was born in this physical body, I signed some contracts. I was like, that can be my dad and my mom. So I can't be that mad at him and her for who they are and what they experience, because they were humans like me, learning about themselves. So I was like, what's the point? And I started healing from parental issues, and everything started changing. Like, I was getting along with people better. When somebody was insecure, I just knew how to just stood my ground and just like speak my truth so that they realize who they are, not me. I'm just being myself. and they grow anyway because I'm just showing an example of just a person that's not in the mount, that's not angry at everybody like I used to be. And I said, well, I was just angry at myself. So karma ended when I went into self-love and I went to Dharma. I said, you know what? I'm gonna respect myself. Um, I'm gonna do the things I need to do and just be myself and not like try to prove anything to anyone. Just be compassionate and fair to myself, love myself, care about myself, and also help others when I can. Because sometimes we overdo it, you know, like, oh, I gotta help this person. Oh, I'm gonna go to heaven. No, not really. You can help 1,000 people. I mean, that's a karma thing. It doesn't matter to me. It's all about intention. So if I help and I can, and my intention is pure, there's dharma. Every time you do something positive for yourself and others, it does to me. It removes karmic data and you experience dharma. So let's say if I went to the store and I robbed it and blew it up. I'm just giving an example. I'm just saying you do something negative. Yes, it's in my conscious, but then it's like even if it's not, it's still energy and motion. So I'm like, well, let me go help somebody across the street because that's how I really feel. I really want to help this lady. Like I want to give somebody $1 and I feel it. That right there is just gonna keep me karma because I'm always every now and then just paying it forward because the universe is feeding me like crazy. The universe is giving me all that I need, and if I desire more, that's my thing. But I'm just like so satisfied. I'm like I don't know what the fuck to do with myself sometimes. I'm just saying I'd be like excited and happy. I'm like yo man, how can I share this stuff? Like life is not that serious when we realize we learn about ourselves and like certain things we just fooling ourselves because we're not understanding ourselves. So I stay in Dharma. I just and the karma is not it's not necessary. We don't have to self punish. That's just I hate myself and I deserve to get hurt because I did this. I'm hard on myself. And then it's like I'm like well everything that I did, everything that I did it was meant to be. No matter how evil or destructive it was, because we're all working together as one. So one person is going to be affected by what I did, and next person. But it's all by design for each person to evolve or disappear. It's just what it is. I can't stop that. So everything's always constant in motion. So what I do is very important because it's going to affect other people, and versus and keeps going on forever. And that's for everyone. We all are just affecting each other. It's rotating. So there's no control. Things are just set in motion, and we just go with it. Just go with the flow, and don't say I want it like this. That's the ego. I want I. I'm like man, what the Most High want? That's it. Well, what the Most High want? Okay, even if my life don't even look like everybody else, the Most High wants something. The Most High wants me to experience something so that we all grow. Like that's it. I'm not gonna fight and go, no, I should do this. I want that. But that's like going against the flow, you know. So I'm just grateful and have gratitude for everything in my life. I'm like, yo, I'm partying every day. Like I'm like, I don't know. I'm just like partying work. People like, why are you always happy? Because you don't understand, man. The universe is trying to spoil us, man. The Most High is trying to give us everything now, but we're stuck in a paradigm of what we saw on TV and we try to fit that. Just go with the flow and stop getting embarrassed. That's what I told myself. Yeah. So, yeah, have a good one. I try again.